Monday and I've just finished a really great meeting. So I've just met up with one of my ex-students, Fiona, who's done several courses with us at Burley, and she's just been really inspired by some sort of content and bits and pieces on Facebook and Instagram, and so wants to do a little bit of a collaboration with me about her training, looking into a little bit about what I've been doing and my journey through the industry. And so we just had a really great meeting where we were just swapping ideas and thinking about some content that we could film. And yeah, it's just nice to spend some time with somebody who is thinking really positively and proactively about their business and sort of things that they could do, and that sort of inspires me to do the same. So it's really nice just to have a coffee, bit of a catch up, and just two sort of professional business minds coming together to have a think about the futures of their businesses. So stay tuned, because there might be a little bit more to come from me and Fiona in the future. And I am at Burley. Lots going on today. We have got our receptionist off at the moment, and if we ever take our receptionist for granted, Lynn, wonderful Lynn, which we never do take her for granted, but when she is not in, it really makes a big difference. So between us, we were all covering reception, which just makes the day a little bit busier, but it's a Tuesday, so that's generally a steady day, which is good. Got Susanna in the hairdressing salon. She's busy with clients. And then we've got a therapist off at the moment. So between teaching classes, I'm also going to be in the treatment room just covering any clients, which makes my day a little bit busier, but a little bit more interesting as well. Got lots of illness, got students that are off poorly. I just think there's loads of bits going around at the moment. So my day has changed a little bit. I've got Maddie in this morning, who's level 3 facial electrical. So I'm going to be teaching her our new facial, which is the high frequency. So I'm going to be doing that on her, and then she's going to be doing that on me. And then she's also got some exam papers to do for her anatomy and physiology. Then I've got a little bit of spare time, so I'm going to try, as well as covering reception, to do a little bit of my course. So I'm going to try and get some notes down for that, because I've been struggling because it's been busy generally. And then this afternoon, yeah, clients. So in the treatment room, which is great, really nice to do something a little bit different on Tuesday as well. Tina's in, she's got her teacher trainer. She's also got an anatomy and physiology class for her body massage group, and then she's got body massage this afternoon as well. So busy first day to our week on the Tuesday, not so nice outside. Started with some hill reps as my body and mind workout this morning, but it was pretty damp and not the most enjoyable. But still, I'm glad I got out there and did it. Not touching that, you can put your electrodes in and out, but you wouldn't want to be putting them in and out with your finger on that button. So we're going to put the neck electrode in, and then you can hear that the current comes through it.
What would happen if you put it in when you were holding the button?
Just could get a bit of an electric shock. So we might want to make sure that we warm the electrode so it's not working until you can hear that that's coming through. And then I'm going to bring that onto your neck. And just working up and down.
Okay, the lights go up.
Over the weekend, we've had lots of emails and vouchers sold, which is great. So we sell vouchers online via our website, and it is Mother's Day coming up. So that's really great. I've got lots of vouchers to get sorted and sent out, so they arrive on time. We also do pamper parties in the salon, and so we had some inquiries about those for the end of the month. So I'm just about to log onto the computer and book all of those in. It's great having clients be able to contact you during closed hours via email, but then you just have to make a to-do list over the weekend to make sure that you remember to get all of the bits done that's happened over the weekend. So that's what I'm going to crack on with now before anybody's here and everything gets going. I'm sure you are all on the edge of your seat about Anglia Water and our water leak. Well, amazingly, they didn't turn up on that Sunday. I came by a couple of times during the day and there was no sign, and also my dad did as well, and there was no sign when he came by. So obviously I made the phone call to them, which was another long phone call, and they then said they were making it an emergency. Why it wasn't that before, I don't know. And they came on Thursday in the snow, actually. So they dug up the whole path. I mean, I just thought it was like this little bit between the meter and the boundary. But the state that they left the path in was quite shocking. And they didn't find the leak there, which we knew they wouldn't, because we think we know where the leak is. We think we've found it and we've told them, but we have to go through this process of elimination first. So they didn't find that. They said then an NT or an NR guy was going to come out. Not heard anything about that, but apparently he is going to then tell us where the leak is and how long the leak has been leaking for, and then what the next steps are. So we now know that it's on our boundary, so it will be our responsibility. But then that needs to go through insurance and bits and pieces. So a few more phone calls, definitely not end in sight, but first thing done for now. It's super windy over the last couple of days, and there's always this massive worry with me and what we have at Burley. If I show you, we have a massive tree in our sort of front garden area and at the front of the salon, and it's the most gorgeous tree, but it's so old, and I so worry about these branches coming off. We have had it checked a couple of times, but part of me thinks so it must be like, I don't know, hundreds of years old, and it must have weathered loads of windy days, but still it's always at the back of my mind that this could be on top of the house any morning after a windy night. So we have already lost some branches overnight, but yeah, beautiful tree, but always just at the back of my mind. Another little worry. Also, another thing actually, we send out reminder text messages through our software system. And we found out last week that nobody had got their reminder texts on Friday for their Saturday appointments, which is really weird because we obviously buy credits and we've got plenty of credits. So that's another phone call on the to-do list that I need to call Premier Software, which is our software provider for our hair and beauty appointments, and see what is going on there. These reminder texts have been a little bit of a game changer actually to the salon. I think our industry, and I've talked about this in previous videos, the bugbear of our industry is always no-shows or last-minute cancellations, and I think sometimes those are because people look in their diary and they think, oh my goodness, I booked that, and or no, I've got something else planned or whatever. And so since doing the text reminders, I do think we've seen a fall in no-shows. Possibly then people are cancelling, but at least you've got 24 hours to try and fill those spaces, particularly if you're a hairdresser or therapist who's got a bit of a waiting list for clients, so then we can always call clients to get them booked in. So yeah, that's definitely a service that we want to continue with, so I need to make sure that that is all up and running and doing what it needs to be. So really, this is our neighbour. I mean, it's incredible. Come to work every day and we just don't really realise how beautiful it is. So even on a bit of a wet day, look at that blossom. It's just amazing. So it's Wednesday and I'm at Burley. Loads going on today. It's a full-on day. So I have got really exciting final assessments for my students. So I need to turn this room into a double treatment room in the blink of an eye. And then they have got their final stone, full body, face and scalp, and aromatherapy, full body, face and scalp clients coming in today, which is really exciting for them. And then it's just test papers and portfolios left to do. And for some of them, that's their qualification, their full level 2 and level 3 complete, which is so exciting for them. And the reason why I do what I do, really. We've got Moira's in the Willow room for her counselling. We've got therapists in, hairdressers in who are busy, and we've also got our hairdressing students. So it's going to be a really full-on Wednesday today. Sun is shining, although it's very cold still. And so, yeah, we've got a positive and very productive day. And I will show you the end result of this room shortly. And voila! We have turned a single treatment room into a double treatment room ready for my clients' assessments. It's really important that our clients get a realistic treatment room experience, as well as the clients as well, so that they don't feel overwhelmed when they work in a treatment room, when they're working in a salon or for themselves. So we really try to create realistic, obviously with the privacy using the screen, and I can sit and observe everything that goes on during the treatment, so they know that when they pass their assessment, they have passed it to the fullest criteria. So it's Thursday and I am at Burley. Really busy day today. So at the beginning of the day, we all get one of these receipt printers or printouts with all of the clients that we've got for the day, which we bring up into our room. And now it's my job to convert my treatment room, the Violet Retreat, so it's ready for the whole day. So I get everything prepared. So we put fresh sanitizing solution, our Barbicide out for all of our tools each day. I need to make sure that I've got all of my trolleys ready so I can go from one treatment to the next. We don't have time in between clients, so there's sometimes a real quick turnaround time between our clients. But if we get really prepared in the morning, then I can just pull one table in, one table out, one trolley in, one trolley out, and get sorted. It is slightly one of those days that I think, how on earth am I going to get all of that done by the time I finish at 7? But it's going to go in a blink of an eye. I've got some really lovely clients in today. So lots of little treatments, nails. I've got a bamboo full body massage on one of my favourite clients. Facials and bits and pieces. So we're going to have some very happy clients and a happy me at the end of the day. Really great that it's still super busy. If you listen to the news, you would think that any small business is not going to survive the day, let alone the week or the month. But fortunately, our clients are really loyal, really pleased with the service that we offer, and long may that continue. So on another note, I'm sure everybody is dying to know, because it's just the most interesting thing that's happening, but Anglia Water. So I spoke to them on Tuesday. They're meant to be sending out an NT person to come and find where the leak was. But apparently they're not doing that anymore. And they weren't going to tell me that they weren't going to do that anymore, so that was a little bit frustrating. So now it's back in our hands. The leak is on our side of the boundary, which we already knew, but that's fine. And so now it needs to be in the hands of the insurance company. So we're now working with our landlord, because obviously it comes under the insurance that they have about the building. And so now we just got to wait to see somebody to come out. Somebody did come out from their insurance company in January, because we did know that the leak was on our side, really. But then, because we didn't have the right key for the meter, we had to get Anglia Water to bring the key, and that's when all of this went a little bit crossroads, really. And then Anglia Water sort of took over and decided that all of this needed to happen, and now we're 3 months later nearly, and we're back to doing what we did on the 9th of January, I think they came out. So that's just ridiculous and crazy, but that's where we are. So sort of not in my hands anymore at the moment, that I don't need to speak to anybody, but just communicating with our landlord to hopefully get this sorted this year, next year, at some point. Oh, and I did see in the news actually this week that they're already talking about a shortage of water and hosepipe bans for the summer. So you know whose door to knock on when you haven't got any water, because it's all here. So it's Friday and I am not at Burley, but I am on my way into Burley. So actually I have taken this weekend off because it's my daughter's 16th birthday. So we are off shopping to Westfield in London tomorrow. Which will consist of me and David just stood outside of changing rooms for hours and hours, but possibly a coffee break along the way. But I'm going to go into Burley this morning just to type some loose ends. We've had some price increases sorted, so our price lists are ready to be collected from the printers, so I'm going to get those sorted, and I'm also going to get these dyer roots done. So again, if anybody tells you that I am not a natural blonde, they're lying. It is all natural. So I'm going to get my hair done by the master, my dad, and then Kelly's going to do my toner and finish it off at the end. So then the rest of today is birthday prep. Not too much work because I've taken the weekend off, so I shouldn't work, but that never happens. So thank you for watching this week's vlog. Very business orientated, showing my week and what we do at Burley. If you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing, and I will look forward to seeing you next week.